Okay, welcome back to session 4 of consumer behavior in unit 2. So in this session, we are going to look at the theories of personality. We have already discussed motivation theories. We have talked about ability and opportunity. And this is the time for us to elaborate more on what personality means and how applicable it is to consumer life. So at the end of this session, these are the expectation that meaning of personality will be grabbed. You'll be able to explain the various theories of personality used by to study consumer behavior and explain the implication of the various theories to marketers. So when we say personality, as far as you're a human being, everybody one way or the other has his or her own personality. Everybody's or individual personalities are quite different. Even people who are born by the same blood have different personalities. So, in that regard, we are saying that personality refers to an individual's response tendencies across situations over time. So, the individual's response, the rate at which or the mannerism of how individuals approach issues at various situations over time is what refers to personality. And we are saying that it is the consistent response. So personality is not just a static something. It is something that is persistent. It is not a one-time activity or a one-time event. It is something that is parcel and part of every consumer in the response to environmental stimulus. So if somebody has a particular personality, whatever the person finds him or herself, that kind of personality reflects. So it's not something that you go here, it will be different, you go here and it will be different. No, it is a consistent responses to environmental issues and is distinct across behaviors. And some also refers to personality as the qualities or personal disposition that make one individual different from what the other. And that was popularly propounded by Hoyer and Macleans, 1997. So we are saying that there are a number of theories or approaches that have been developed to studying personality. So probably in this session, we will be basing our argument on four main types of theories. So we have the psychoanalytic approach or theory, we have the trait theory, we have the phenomenological theory or approach. So this word is also one of the words that you need to be very careful. Phenomenological, and we have the social psychological theory. So when we talk about the psychoanalytic theory or approach to personality, this is basically the nature of personality that normally we refer to as the personality. We also say that personality, according to the psychoanalytic theory, says that is the cornerstone of modern psychology. So this theory was built on the premise that unconscious needs or drives, especially sexual and other biological drives, are the heart to motivation and personality. And this is why Sigmund Freud, who developed or proposed that an individual's personality is formed as he or she passes through a number of distinct stages of infant and childhood development. So this theory is saying that as we grow, as we move from one stage to another, our personality changes. And it's very true. In the course of we growing, there are lots of educations that we go through and all that. And through education, there are a number of approaches, so there are a number of issues, there are a number of cultural situations that we learn. And one way or the other, this culture, this attitude, and all that tends to become part and parcel of our personality. And that is why at times people behave certain way because they tell you that is my personality, that is how I am. You get it? So that is how the psychoanalytic approach actually talks about. And the approach, because you are saying that individuals move from stage to stage, they said that it has been categorized categorically into um what do you call, five main categories. We have the oral, we have the anal, we have the phallic, we have the latent, and we have the genital stage. So these are the various stages. So we are saying that as when an individual is at the oral stage, when the individual is at an oral stage, where we are saying that the person is become entirely dependent on others for needs satisfaction. So at the oral stage where the person is just being breastfed or something, you are being breastfed, you don't even know how to take food from the bowl into your mouth and all that. Your personality is different as compared to when you are at the anal stage where you are being trained how to ease yourself as a child and all that. And after the anal stage, you go to the phallic stage where one become aware of one's genital. So at that stage, that is where normally you become aware, hey, I have this, so I have to be wearing this. But when you're at the anal stage, you don't care about those things. You see children sitting on the floor with their body naked and all that. But when they get to the phallic stage, their personality changes because now they see certain things to be obvious and to be precious. And that is how come they desire when normally when they see their opposite sex or something of that sort. Then the latency stage, where Freud believed that the sexual instinct of the child lie dormant from about age 5 till the beginning of our adolescent stage. Then finally move to the genital, where a person becomes interested in his or her what opposite sex or something of that sort. Now we move on to the second theory. So the second theory is what we call the trait theory. And the theory proposed that personality is composed of the characteristics that describe and differentiate individuals. So this theory is saying that individuals are born differently. It is not when you grow that your personality changes. No. However, you are born, the kind of personality, and they believe that personality is inborn or inbuilt. So everybody is being born with a particular personality inculcated in them. So that is what the trait theory is also talking about. So one of the most basic trait theory scheme was proposed by psychologist Carl Jung, who believed individuals could be categorized according to their level of introversion and extroversion. Okay, so that is what the church. Then we have the phenomenological approach, which also proposed that personality is largely shaped by individuals' interpretation of life events. So the rate at which we perceive the environment, the rate at which we see the environment to be, is how our personality are also being formed. Then we have the social psychological theory. And this theory also focuses on the social factors as opposed to the biological explanation of personality. And yes, of course, basically this theory focuses on how individuals act in social situations in order to meet their needs. So now this theory is saying that um, sometimes personality is dynamic. So the kind of situation, the social setting or situation you find yourself in will actually portray the kind of personality that you would also depict or portray. So this is basically all that we need to discuss in this particular session. So what do you mean by personality and then the various theories to personality? Thank you very much.